Today we celebrate World Down Syndrome Day. It is marked on March 21st to represent the extra copy of the 21st chromosome which causes a Down syndrome diagnosis. Down syndrome is the most common chromosomal condition. The CDC estimates that 1 in every 772 babies in the U.S. is born with it. Most children with Down syndrome survive to birth, but often with medical conditions from congenital heart defects to eye disease, thyroid disease, and hearing loss. While there are no official figures on how many prenatal diagnoses of Down syndrome lead to abortion, one 2012 study by medical experts estimates that the abortion rate is 67%. All right, to help us celebrate World Down Syndrome Day, we are joined now by a Catholic mother and son who know the gift of one extra chromosome. Andrew Thielman is a 5-year-old boy with Down syndrome, and Erin is his mother. Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Erin, tell us what this day means to you.
Today is World Down Syndrome Day, and it's a day to celebrate those who rock the extra chromosome, who's were born with the 3rd copy of the 21st chromosome. And it's a day to really appreciate those members of our community. But in our family, every day is Down Syndrome Day.
Tell us a little bit more about Andrew, what life is like for him, and maybe a little bit different or similar to his siblings.
So Andrew has 2 other siblings. Alexander is in 8th grade and Abby is in 5th grade. And they, it seems like my husband and I blinked and they grow up so fast. But with Andrew, because there's a delayed development, it feels like time just, like we found the fountain of youth, time just kind of slows, goes a little bit slower, and it takes his time to do things, but it makes us slow down. It makes us really appreciate the time that we have as a family, and it's always a matter of perspective when we look at our eldest about to go into high school, and we have this little guy who's in kindergarten, but still, it just really gives us that perspective.
Yeah, tell us about the blessing it is that Andrew is, and maybe some of the misconceptions that people have about Down syndrome.
So I'll start with the misconceptions. The misconceptions are that they can't do things the same way or as well as others, and I think that's the most common misconception. However, I'd like to defeat that, and part of that is found in the blessing that, I work with people who have Down syndrome. I sit on a board of directors with people who have Down syndrome. I work with Special Olympic athletes who have Down syndrome, and I'm raising a child who has Down syndrome. And they are absolutely 100% capable of doing anything that anybody else can do. They just do it a little bit differently, but we all do things differently.
Absolutely. And we know that babies who have Down syndrome really do face discrimination in the womb. Did that happen with you when you were pregnant with Andrew?
Yes, that absolutely happened. When I was pregnant with Andrew, we had a prenatal diagnosis because of my age, and the diagnoses came back showing a high likelihood of Down syndrome. And because of that, the doctor that I was supposed to trust for medical care instead would lecture me on having only so many weeks left to terminate my pregnancy. At the time, my older children would come to some of my appointments, and that doctor did not hesitate to talk about how we needed to terminate the pregnancy in front of them. So at 5 and 8 years old, my other children learned what abortion was. And they asked, Mommy, what does it mean to terminate a pregnancy? What's that word terminate mean? And I very blankly told them they want to kill your baby brother. And that's not going to happen. Mommy won't let that happen.
It's such a tough conversation to have at such a young age, but important, obviously. Erin, what would you say to a mother who's maybe watching right now, who has a diagnosis, her child has Down syndrome, and maybe is facing some of the challenges that you faced from her doctor? What would you tell her?
I would tell her the same thing that I was initially told by another mother who was raising a child with Down syndrome, and that's welcome to the cool club. Like, this is a very special community. We have our own challenges, just like raising any child will have challenges. But it's nothing to be scared of. It's nothing to be scared of. It is something to embrace. they'll have probably some health challenges to navigate around, and there's no sugarcoating that. But when you're prepared to embrace those health challenges, they'll be okay.
Yeah, and he's such a gift from God. Erin, thank you so much for coming on. Andrew, thank you so much, and God bless you both.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Kisses.